All right, my friends, I have uncovered the day and location of the next Good live YouTube tournament. So the first one is coming up next week at Grass Clippings, Rolling Hills, there in Phoenix, Scottsdale area at night. Yours truly and my partner Gavin Parker we have the first tee time out. No pressure. Gee whiz. I guess no pressure. Get us out early and save the best for last. So if we start off hot and strong, we set the tone early. So we'll see what we can do. I'm so nervous and excited about this whole deal. I've been practicing my tail off. Going to get out today and grind it out. So be sure to tune in live on Peacock. I think the live broadcast starts at 7. So 14 holes. We'll be almost done by then. But I'm going to be filming our round. So that'll be up on my YouTube channel like a day or two later. We'll turn that sucker around quick. Give you a little behind the scenes, the whole deal. So that's coming. Now, Matt Kendrick and Steven and Matt Sharf, they did a little podcast the other day talking about this event and the future event. And let me show you this, because I got my lip reading abilities just dialed in for this. Watch this. Let me play this for you. And we have two angles here for you. So here we go. We're going to go the first angle right here. Watch this. You see, okay, so here's Kendrick on like the beginning of the podcast saying
it's going to
okay, so he's mouthing something. So we're like, okay, what is he mouthing? So then we get the other angle, like later on in the podcast.
It's going to
and he says it again, right? There we go. Just back that up. Watch this. This is the kind of the wide shot.
I'll say it right now. It's going to
okay, see, and there you can kind of pick up the first part. So then I went back to the original, and I'm like, okay, what is this looking like?
It's going to
okay, so I figured out that first part, but look at the wide angle here. You could see it better.
It's going to
Did you see it? Watch. It's going to be at.
I know. It's going to
now, I'm going to say it, and you're going to be like, oh, he's right. Well, here we go. Here it is. It's going to be at French Lick, Indiana. The French Lick. You see him? I'll play it again. See? And I'll say it with him.
No.
It's going to be at French Lick, Indiana, Pete Dyke. And then it cuts away, right? And then we go to the other one, the forward, the face-on shot, kind of the close-up. Oh, and we'll back that up in there.
It's going to
see that? You could see it. It's going to be at French Lick, Indiana, the Pete Dyke. And then they react, right? Okay, so what is that event? It is French Lick, Indiana, and it's the Pete Dye course. That's like they talked about how difficult. One, they talked about how difficult the course is going to be. This is like one of the most difficult courses there is. And two, how much they loved the course. So they've been there. They were there on their road trip. They went to the French Lick resort, and this place is absolutely spectacular. It's kind of like I was at the Greenbrier, did a little like private club video at the Greenbrier, did very, very well. So it's going to be, he mentioned it's going to be in June. So I have a date for you too. So hold on tight. I'll give you that here in a second of when it is. But this facility there at French Lick Resort is absolutely spectacular. I mean, one, that Pete Dye course has a course rating. Now, in case you don't understand or don't know how, the slope rating is 148. And then you see course rating from the gold tees at 8,102 yards is 80. That means, okay, the course rating, it basically means a scratch golfer, zero handicap golfer would shoot an 80 from those tees. And the rating, it gives you like a 148. Okay, that's just the difficulty level of the course, to keep it simple. 148, that's one of the highest there is. 148 from the back tees at 8,000 yards. So they even talked about this on the podcast of like they can make this the hardest setup possible, which would be really cool because right now we're going to be a grass clipping, and then you go in June. If it's the second one, it might be the third one, but we know that they've locked this one down. They might throw one in between, kind of not last minute, but short notice, somewhere in between those. But we have one in February, 4 months later, June. Okay, that's great. So that's the next one. It's at French Lick, Indiana, French Lick Resort. And I'm hoping this resort is spectacular. I'm hoping that the resort puts all of us up and lets us all film content at the French Lick Resort, for a couple days prior to the event. Get a couple practice rounds in, do some collaborations, and really promote that resort. I would love French Lick Resort, if you're listening, I would love to get in there and do one of my private club style videos at your facility. I would love to do that. We can knock it out of the park, go everywhere, do everything, showcase that at, in an incredible way. When we're there, June, I'm going to give you the date here in a second. Make you hold on for that. But I've revealed where it is. So how do I know? So how do I know? No. I mean, you could kind of look and say, that's not what he says. That's not what he says. Well, okay. Well, I text Kendrick, CEO. I'm like, hey, did you say French Lick, Indiana? Is that where? And he said, yes, that's where it's at. And I said, can I share it? He said, sure. So there you go. It's confirmed, but it started from the lip reading portion of the podcast. They should put a little blur out deal there so we know, but that's where it's at. And it's going to be exciting. I'm curious, what are your thoughts leading up into the first event? What are your thoughts going into this? What's it going to be like? Because it's a live broadcast, and the live videos get a great amount of views at first, but like live sports, then that's kind of it. They die off, and you really don't get views long-term after the fact. It's just, it is, and then it isn't. So I'm curious how that's going to go. If it is super great, then spectacular. That's going to be a home run, and it's going to be something ongoing. If it's not, if it's good, but it's not great, then they might do one more. And then it would be more of these French Lick style locations where there are these big resorts, bring all the creators in. Everybody does their own content. It's like free marketing and publicity for French Lick or whatever resort around the world. That's where I think it's a real home run, because then we can all create all kinds of content, get it out, free publicity for French Lick, private club video, everything else that you have there, and it gets showcased by, everybody in their own unique way and style to their, crossover audience, and everybody has some unique audience that's a little more, maybe you like this creator over that creator, and you don't watch me or you don't watch somebody else, and so you wouldn't necessarily see it. So that's where I think it's really, really good. When is it? I can tell you when it is right here, right now. The date is revealed. So you look at June, when would it be? Well, it's not going to be during the US Open, and that's Father's Day weekend, so it's not there. And it is June 2024. Mark your calendar dates. It's going to be Tuesday, June 18th at French Lick is where the next good event, maybe the next. There will be one then in June 18th, French Lick Resorts. I don't know when tickets go on sale. I don't know who's going to be there. All we know is what's going to happen next week at Grass Clippings. It's going to be exciting. And they're going to probably officially announce when and where. But you heard it here first. The super sleuthing abilities here uncovered the stuff. So just getting the news out there to everybody who's interested. If you're not interested, not a problem. We got a lot of big things happening in the world of golf, especially with LIV and the PGA Tour. We'll be talking about that shortly. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Get your 7 diamonds. Link below. Discount code for you. Talk to you soon.